Yo, welcome back to the channel. The XJ here has been drinking brake fluid down. Drinking it down. And the strange thing is, there's no visible leak on the ground. So the fluid has to be going somewhere. It's not going on the ground. And this has been happening for quite a while. I've just been adding fluid as it goes down, as it needs it. Kind of waiting for something to happen. Well, the leak finally presented itself here on the driver's side floor, of all places. On the rubber floor mat, you can kind of see the stain mark. I already wiped it up a few times. It's still wet here, and it's wet up here still. So, something is going on with the master cylinder or the brake booster, allowing it to leak into the cab. Probably a seal somewhere that went bad. So I got a new master cylinder, new brake booster. We're gonna replace it. Let's get into it. We're just gonna start off simple and getting stuff out of our way, like the airbox. So winter time's coming, and the C10 is gonna need to get parked soon. And the XJ has been in the shop a lot, but it's gonna need to assume daily driver responsibilities. We need to get this thing squared away. Get the vacuum line off. Yeah. We'll take off this electrical connection so we can put it aside right away and forget about it. Now, let's have a look here. I'm wondering if this proportioning valve can stay here and we just have to take the lines off the master cylinder. We'll try that way first. Hopefully these lines don't fight us too much. I had all this apart when I painted the engine bay, but that was years ago at this point, so anything can happen. Let's see what happens here. Oh yeah. Well, just rolled that one right over. This might be fun. Spray. Spray. I think I'm just gonna go right to vice grips because I ain't asking. Oh yeah, and turn. Nice. It's just the fitting turning, not the whole line, which is a good thing. Now my Jeep has ABS, so I don't know if this ABS block thing is gonna be a problem or not, getting the brake booster out. The clearance is a little tight, but I'm not gonna take it out unless I have to. Yeah, I'm thinking these are gonna have to come off. Might be easier to do it that way anyway, and I can try and get this one off on the bench, because it seems like that one's just gonna roll over. Yeah, that came right out. Try the other one. Nice, same deal. That one came right off. All right, well, it looks like the proportioning valve is on a bracket that's bolted to the same spot the master cylinder is, but it's on there first. So I think we will have to get this line off somehow. Ooh, got the vice grips in there. Nice. Cool. Now, if you can see them, can you? 13. It's gotta be 13. Yep. 13 millimeter nuts holding on that bracket on the proportioning valve that I was talking about. Ooh, I saw where it went. See what happens when we yank on that. Now, if we have to, if there's not enough flexibility here, we can unbolt the bracket here. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. The bracket here holding on the ABS module thing. We can unbolt that and kind of move that out of the way also, but I think we might be able to get away with that. Then we got another round of nuts. I think they're 13 also, hopefully, maybe. Yep, that hold on the master cylinder. You're gonna make me use the wrench the whole way off, aren't you? Yep. You know what? Why am I doing all this work? We have the technology. Let's pull out that master cylinder and make a mess. Maybe. Inspection. I don't know. It looks kind of leaky. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh my God. Well, I found where all the brake fluid's going. This brake booster is absolutely full of brake fluid. And right there to the bottom, and it's full. There's not supposed to be any brake fluid in there. It's supposed to just be vacuum, not brake fluid. And that kind of explains why it took so long for the leak to present itself, because it just trickled in there and it finally got full and pushed through into the cab. So I'm glad I bought a booster and a master cylinder, because Looks like we need them both at this point. Now the fun part is, do I try and get all the fluid out of there, or some of it at least, before I pull out the brake booster? And the answer is no, I'm not. I'm just gonna unbolt it and pull it out and we'll see what happens. Say, Jimmy, why are you taking out the seat? Aren't you working on the brakes? I need it out of the way so people can see what I'm filming. No, I actually just want to lay on my back and be comfortable. Good old neutral drop. Actually, all the above reasons are true. Gonna get you guys some good angles. I can lay on my back. And this seat needs replaced. And I'm going to the junkyard this weekend to look for said replacement. But if I can't find one, I'm just gonna order new Corbeau seats, something. So these aren't going back in. Let's get that old booster out of there. As you can see on the new one, there's 4 studs, and then your brake pedal connects right here. Those bolts are located up here on the firewall on the inside. Same with the brake pedal connection. So we'll get this liquefied floor mat out of here. Crawl in here and get comfy. First thing we want to do, God, the hat. First thing we want to do, get this clip off that holds the booster onto the brake pedal. That's that. Now that I'm fully inverted, we can try and get the nuts that are holding the booster on. Jeez. Trying to take off both the top ones first, because the bottom ones look real easy to get to. There's one. You're not going to be able to see the other top one, but I got on it, breaking it loose. Coming back to the bottom, nothing to it. And the right side's a little more tight. I already got the top one. There's the bottom one. I'll get that one off and then we'll head top side. All right, let's yank this booster out. Like I said before, I might have to move the ABS module. I don't know. Let's just pull on it, see what happens. All right, man, that thing's heavy. Got the old one here on the bench. Oh, it's just full of fluid. That is insane. Anyway, it's looking like the only thing I need to swap over here is this foam spacer thing. That. See what these directions have to say. There's a, oh, I think this is for the master cylinder. But the new one probably came with one. It did. Put this on. We'll throw it back in the Jeep. All right, let's hope it goes in as easy as it came out. Cool. All right, I got everything bolted up down here and I got the clip back on. I did want to show you guys something. Is your brake light switch right here is this plunger, and now there's a gap here. And so my brake lights are on. And it's actually pretty simple to adjust this thing. You just have to turn this. That allows you to pull it out. You should be able to just yoink that plunger out of there. I got that plunger to pull out a little bit. I just took a needle nose pliers and kind of stuck it under here, and you can get it to pop up. So I'm gonna put this back in. I'm actually gonna push the pedal up a little bit. Lock it in. Let the pedal come back. Now we should be good. That'll do it. We should be pretty well done inside. Everything's wrapped up in there. Now we can go ahead and focus on getting our new master cylinder onto the brake booster. But there is one thing we have to do before we just bolt it on. We need to bench bleed this thing, hence the bench. So when you get a new master cylinder, it's a good idea to bench bleed them to get all the air out of the system. So we're gonna fill this thing with fluid. I'll show you guys how to do that. But I realized I didn't get any fluid for this job, and I don't have any, so we need to make a run. All right, we're back from the parts store. Got the brake fluid. Let's bench bleed this thing. Now, I will mention, at parts stores, they have what they call a master cylinder bleed kit. It's like fittings that go into here with hoses that'll come up into the reservoir. And it's pretty easy to bleed that way. I actually seen one there, almost bought it, but it was 20 bucks. No, not paying $20 for that. So I'm gonna show you how to do it for free. It's just a little bit more messy. Let's check it out. Here's the gist of it. We're gonna fill this with fluid, pop off these rubber caps. We're gonna push in the plunger, cover up the holes with our fingers, let out of the plunger so air doesn't come back through, then let go and repeat. So we're gonna push fluid through, cover, repeat. It's pretty easy. DOT3 fluid for the XJ. Oh yeah. Since it shoots straight out, I don't think a drip pan's gonna do it. I'm gonna need like a wall. Let me find something. It's like a piece of cardboard. No cardboard. Beer box. Whoosh. Continue. The important thing is just keep fluid in here. All right, one more round, we'll call it good. Pop this lid on, and we'll go install this thing on the Jeep. Boom, bang. The front's pretty easy to bleed with the wheels still on, so I just got it up on ramps. But the back, I feel like it's just easier to pull the wheels off. Courtney's here. Let's bleed the brakes. Oh, hold it up.
Dear Lord, what is wrong?
The pin falls out sometimes. Open it a little more.
Probably fix that.
Now push it in. There you go. Wiggle it a little bit. There you go. Cool. All right. Let me get you a seat. All right. Get on it now. All right. I'm gonna have you just pump it up, and we'll see how much fluid it drinks. So just pump it up till it gets tight. Sounds like an elk. Is it getting tight though? Actually, let me plug that in. All right. Go. It sucked a little bit of fluid down, but we'll be good to start bleeding. So we're at the back right of the Jeep. We want to start farthest away from the master cylinder, so we're going to do this one, and then the other rear one, and then we'll move to the front. But I'll just show you guys one in the back and one in the front, because I'm sure a lot of you know how this works. So I'm going to crack it loose with this 7mm. And I got the cutest little wrench a guy could ask for. And then we'll put a piece of rubber hose on here. And we're just going to do this till we see no more air bubbles coming out of the hose. So pump it up, babe.
Holding.
Yeah, not a lot of air came out, but pump it up again. All right, we'll do it 2 more times. There was no air bubbles on that. Oh yeah, we're good. So I'm gonna pull this hose off. Didn't drink that much fluid either. It's still pretty full. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right at the full mark. The back's all good. Now we're at the front right. So I'm gonna crack it loose with the ratchet again. The front's at 3/8. All right, pump it up.
Okay.
So funny. I feel like I have a vacuum leak somewhere. All right, cut. It drank down quite a bit that time. And then we just have this front left to do, and we'll be done. All right, we're good on the back and the front now, so we'll just top it off. We'll just top it off, put on the cap. Test drive. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome.
All right, let's go for a rip. And I don't have the key. Anyway, put the seat back in because I forgot I'd want to test drive this. Jeez, feels pretty good. All right, abrupt stop for science. Not bad. And again. Nice. All right, ultimate test. Nice. Gravel road. Gravelly as I remember it. Abrupt stop on different terrain for science. I think we're good. And pavement. What is that from? Oh, it's from the C10 for sure. All right, the brakes are feeling real good. I'd say mission accomplished. That's gonna wrap it up for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.